Manasseh, king of Judah. Manasseh was 12 years old when he became king, and he reigned in Jerusalem 55 years. His mother's name was Hephzibah. He did evil in the eye of the Lord, following the detestable practices of the nations the Lord had driven out before the Israelites. He rebuilt his high place his father Hezekiah had destroyed. He also erected altars to Baal and made an Asherah pole, as Ahab king of Israel had done. He bowed down to all the starry host and worshipped them. He built altars in the temple of the Lord, of which the Lord had said, "In Jerusalem I will put my name." In the two courts of the temple of the Lord, he built altars to all the starry host. He sacrificed his own son in the fire, practiced divination, sought omens, and consulted with mediums and spiritists. He did much evil in the eyes of the Lord, arousing his anger. He took the carved Asherah pole he had made and put in the temple, of which the Lord had said to David and to his son Solomon, "In this temple and in Jerusalem, which I have chosen out of all the tribes of Israel, I will put my name forever. I will not again make it fit of the Israelites wander from the land gave their ancestors. If only they will be careful to do everything I commanded them, and will keep the whole law that my servant Moses gave them. But the people did not listen. Manasseh led them astray, so that they did more evil than the nation the Lord had destroyed before the Israelites. The Lord said through his servant the prophet, Manasseh king of Judah had committed this detestable sins. He has done more evil than the Amorites who preceded him, and has led Judah into sin with his idol. Therefore, this is what the Lord, the God of Israel, says: I am going to bring such disaster on Jerusalem and Judah that the ears of everyone who hears of it will tingle. I will stretch out over Jerusalem the measuring line used against Samaria and the plumb line used against the house of Ahab. I will wipe out Jerusalem as one wipes a dish, ripping it and turning it upside down. I will forsake the remnants of my inheritance and give them into the hands of enemies. They will be looted and plundered by all their enemies. They have done evil in the eye and have aroused my anger from the day their ancestors came out of Egypt until this day. Moreover, Manasseh also shed so much innocent blood that he filled Jerusalem from end to end, beside the sin that he had caused Judah to commit, so that they did evil in the eye of the Lord, as per the other events of Manasseh's reign, and all he did, including the sin he committed. Are they not written in the book of the annals of the king of Judah? Manasseh rested with his ancestors and was buried in his palace garden, the garden of Uzzah, and Amon his son succeeded him as king. Amon king of Judah. Amon was 22 years old when he became king, and he reigned in Jerusalem 2 years. His mother's name was Meshulmes, daughter of Haruz. She was from Jotbah. He did evil in the eyes of the Lord, as his father Manasseh had done. He followed completely the way of his father, worshipping the idols his father had worshipped, and bowing down to them. He forsook the Lord, the God of his ancestors, and did not walk in obedience to him. Amon's officials conspired against him and assassinated the king in his palace. Then the people of the land killed all who had plotted against King Amon, and they made Josiah his son king in his place. As for the other events of Amon's reign and what he did, are they not written in the book of the annals of the king of Judah? He was buried in his tomb in the garden of Uzzah, and Josiah his son succeeded him as king. The book of the law found Josiah was 18 years old when he became king, and he reigned in Jerusalem 31 years. His mother's name was Jedidah, daughter of Adaiah. She was from Bozkath. He did what was right in the eyes of the Lord, and followed completely the ways of his father David, not turning aside to the right or to the left. In the 18th year of his reign, King Josiah sent the secretary Shaphan, son of Azaliah, the son of Meshullam, to the temple of the Lord. He said, "Go to Hilkiah, the high priest, and have him get ready the money that has been brought into the temple of the Lord, which the doorkeepers have collected from the people. Have them entrust it to the man appointed to survive the work on the temple, and have these men pay the workers who repair the temple of the Lord, the carpenters, the builders, and masons. Also have them purchase timber and dress the stone in to repair to the temple, but they need not account for the money entrusted to them, because they are honest in their dealings." Hilkiah the high priest said to Shaphan the secretary, "I have found the book of the law in the temple of the Lord." He gave it to Shaphan, who read it. Then Shaphan the secretary went to the king and reported to him, "Your officials have paid out the money that was in the temple of the Lord, and have entrusted it to the workers and supervisors at the temple." Then Shaphan the secretary informed the king, "Hilkiah the priest has given me a book." The Shaphan read from it in the presence of the king. When the king heard the words of the book of the law, he tore his robes. He gave this order to Hilkiah the priest: "Ahikam, son of Shaphan, Akbor, son of Micaiah, Shaphan the secretary, and Asaiah, the king's attendant, go and inquire of the Lord for me and for the people and for all Judah about what is written in the book that has been found. Great is the Lord's anger that burns against us, because those who have gone before us have not obeyed the word of this book. They have not acted in accordance with all that is written there concerning us." Hilkiah the priest, Ahikam, Akbor, Shaphan, and Asaiah went to speak to the prophet Huldah, who was the wife of Shallum, son of Tikva, the son of Haras, keeper of the wardrobe. She lived in Jerusalem in the new quarter. She said to them, "This is what the Lord, the God of Israel, says. Tell the man who sent you to me, this is what the Lord says. I am going to bring disaster on this place and its people, according to everything written in the book the king of Judah has read, because they have forsaken me and burned incense to other gods. and aroused my anger by all the idols their hands have made. My anger will burn against his place, and will not be quenched. quenched. Tell the king of Judah, who sent you to inquire of the Lord. This is what the Lord, the God of Israel, say concerning the word to heard, because your heart was responsive, and you humbled yourself before the Lord when you heard what I have spoken against this place and its people, that they would be poured across and be laid waste. And because you tore your robes and wept in my presence, I also have heard you, declares the Lord. Therefore I will gather you to your ancestors, and you will be buried in place. Your eyes will not see all the disaster I am going to bring on this place. So they took her answer back to the king. Joshua renews the covenant. Then the king called together all the elders of Judah and Jerusalem. He went up to the temple of the Lord with the people of the Judah, the inhabitants of Jerusalem, the priests and the prophets, all the people from the least to the greatest. He read in their hearing all the words of the book of the covenant, which had been found in the temple of the Lord. The king stood by the pillar and renewed the covenant in the presence of the Lord. To follow the Lord and keep his commands, statutes, and decrees with all his heart and all his soul, thus confirming the words of the covenant written in this book. Then all the people pledged themselves to the covenant. The king ordered Hilkiah the high priest, the priest next in rank, and the doorkeepers to remove from the temple of the Lord all the articles made for Baal and Asherah, and all the stereo host. He burned them outside Jerusalem in the field of the Kidron Valley, and took the ashes to Bethel. He did away with the idolatrous priests appointed by the kings of Judah to burn incense on the high place of the towns of Judah and on those around Jerusalem. Those who burned incense to Baal, to sun and moon, to the constellations, and to all the starry host. He took the Asherah pole from the temple of the Lord to the Kidron Valley outside Jerusalem and burned in there. He ground it to powder and scattered the dust over the graves of the common people. He also tore down the quarter of the male Syrian prostitutes that were in the temple of the Lord, the quarters where women did weaving for Asherah. Joshua brought all the priests from the town of Judah and desecrated the high place. From Geba the Beersheba, where the priests had burned incense, he broke down the gateway at the entrance of the gates of Joshua. The city governor, which was on the left of the city gate, although the priests of the high place did not serve at the altar of the Lord in Jerusalem, they ate unleavened bread with their fellow priests. He desecrated Tophus with which was in the valley of Ben Hinnom, so no one could use it to sacrifice their son or daughter in the fire to Molech. He removed from the entrance to the temple of the Lord the horses that the king of Judah had dedicated to the sun. They were in the court near the room of an official named Nathan Malek. Joshua then burned the charlotte dedicated to the sun. The pulled down the altar of the king of Judah had erected on the roof near the upper room of Ahaz, and the altars Manasseh had built in the two courts of the temple of the Lord. He removed them from there, smashed them to pieces, and threw the rubble into the Kidron Valley. The king also desecrated the high places that were east of Jerusalem on the south of the hill of corruption, the ones Solomon king of Israel had built for Ashtoreth, the Baal goddess of the Sidonians, for Chemosh, the Baal god of Moab, and the Molech, the detestable god of the people of Ammon. Joshua smashed the sacred stones and cut down the Asherah poles and covered the site with human bones. Even the altar at Bethel, the high place made by Jeroboam, son of Nebat, who had caused Israel to sin, even that altar and high place he demolished. He burned the high place and ground it to powder, and buried the Asherah pole also. Then Joshua looked around, and when he saw the tombs that were there on the hillside he had the bones removed from them and burned on the altar to defile it. In accordance with the words of the Lord proclaimed by the man of God who foretold these things. The king asked, what is that tombstone I see? The people of the city said, it marks the tomb of the man of God who came from Judah and pronounced against the altar of Bethel the very things you have done to it. Leave it alone, he said. Don't let anyone disrupt his bones. So they spread his bones, and those of the prophet who had come from Samaria, just as he had done at Bethel. Joash removed all the ceilings at the high place that the king of Israel had built in the towns of Samaria, and that had aroused the Lord's anger. Josiah slaughtered all the priests of those high places on the altars and burned human bones on them. Then he went back to Jerusalem. The king gave this order to all the people: celebrate the Passover to the Lord your God, as it is written in the book of the covenant. Neither in the days of the judges who led Israel, nor in the days of the kings of Israel and the kings of Judah had any such Passover been observed. But in the 18th year of King Joshua, this Passover was celebrated to the Lord in Jerusalem. Furthermore, Joshua got rid of the mediums and spiritist, the household gods, the idols, and all the other detestable things seen in Judah and Jerusalem. This he did to fulfill the requirements of the law written in the book that Hilkiah the priest had discovered in two temples of the Lord. Neither before nor after Joshua was there a king like him who turned to the Lord as he did, with all his heart and with all his soul, with all his strength, in accordance with all the laws of Moses. Nevertheless, the Lord did not turn away from the heart of his fierce anger, which burned against Judah because of all that Manasseh had done to arouse his anger. So the Lord said, I will remove Judah also from my presence as I removed Israel, and I will reject Jerusalem, the city I choose, and this temple, about which I said, My name shall be there. As for the other events of Joshua and all he did, are they not written in the book of the annals of the kings of Judah? While Joshua was king, Pharaoh Necho, king of Egypt, went up to the Euphrates River to help the king of Assyria. King Joshua marched out to meet him in battle. But Necho faced him and killed him at Megiddo. Joshua's servant brought his body in the chariot from Megiddo to Jerusalem and buried him in his own tomb. And the people of the land took Jehoahaz, son of Joshua, and anointed him and made him king in place of his father. Jehoahaz, king of Judah. Jehoahaz was 23 years old when he became king, and he reigned in Jerusalem 3 months. His mother's name was Hamutal, daughter of Jeremiah. He was from Libnah. He did evil in the eyes of the Lord, just as his predecessors had done. Pharaoh Necho put him in chains at Riblah in the land of Hamas, so that he might not reign in Jerusalem. And he imposed on Judah a levy of the 100 talents of silver and a talent of gold. Pharaoh Necho made Eliakim, son of Joshua, king in place of his father Joshua, and changed Eliakim's names to Jehoiakim. But he took Jehoahaz and carried him off to Egypt, and there he died. Joachim paid Pharaoh Necho the silver and gold he demanded in order to do so. He taxed the land and exacted the silver and gold from the people of the land according to their assessment. Joachim of Judah. Joachim was 25 years old when he became king, and he reigned in Jerusalem 11 years. His mother's name was Zebidah, daughter of Pedaiah. She was from Rumah. And he did evil in the eyes of the Lord, just as his predecessors had done.